Hey everyone, welcome to Comics with Bueller. As always, I'm Bueller. Today we're continuing our series, Did These Comics Hold Their Value? Did they go up in price, did they go down in price, or did they stay the same? Today we're going to be looking at 15 different variants from August 2018 and comparing them to today's sold price of the exact same book. If you're new to our channel, do me a favor, subscribe right now. It does help us out quite a bit, and also turn on that notification button because you don't want to miss the next video. We put a lot of research in this list, so let's go ahead and run down the criteria. First off, like I said before, these are books that were sold in August of 2018, and we're going to go ahead and compare them to today's sold price. We're also going to be looking at CGC and raw copies. We do our best to find the best price we can and average out the sale price. There is a wide variety, and we do look for near mint condition to the best of our ability. And the most important thing, these books had been brought to our attention by specific websites and top 10 lists that highlighted these books 2 years ago. A couple new things we've added to this. We're going to go ahead and keep a running tally, so at the end of the video we can see how much money they were worth back in 2018 as compared to now, and we're also going to show you snapshots of the sold prices on eBay, most recently ones that we could find. Alright everyone, let's not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and jump into the very first book. First book is Infinity Wars #1, the Deodato 2 per store variant. Back in 2018 of August, this one was selling about 50 bucks. Fast forward to 2 years later, I can't even find any sold prices, but right now it is listed for a buy it now at $30, about 20 bucks less than what it went for 2 years ago. Next book up on our list is Star Wars The Last Jedi #5, the David Lopez 1 in 25 variant. Back in 2018, this one was selling for, again, $50, but right now you can find sold copies of this book for about 20 bucks. That's less than half what it was worth 2 years ago. The last time we did this video about the variants, the trend was going down, but we're going to break that bracket right now because we have Ultimate Fallout 4, the Marco Djurjevic 1 in 25 variant, a CGC copy of this back in 2018, sold at 9.8 at $1,850. Fast forward to today, a 9.8 is selling for $8,950. That is $7,100 more than it sold for 2 years ago. That was a good investment back then. It'd pay off right now today if you were selling it in the market. Next one up is Star Trek Discovery Succession #4, the Declan Shelby 1 in 25 variant. Back in 2018, this one sold for around $50. Now we're looking at about a $20 price tag for this book, sold price at least, but to be totally fair, there wasn't too much information, and this one does have listed prices up to $50, but like I said, the only sold price I could find was around that $20 mark. Next one up on our list is Star Wars The Last Jedi #4, the Rob Reyes 1 in 25 variant. If you remember correctly, this book was actually on our list for July. This one actually spent quite a bit of time on the top 10 list. It was actually on the top 10 list twice in August of 2018, once in the beginning of the month where it sold for around $60, and then like 2 weeks later in August, it was selling for $120. So let's go ahead and look at the price right now. Right now, sold copies of this are only going for around the $49 mark. That is also less than half what it sold for at the end of August in 2018. Next one up is Vampirella Roses for the Dead #1, the Mike Mayhew Virgin variant. Back in 2018, this one was selling for $50. Fast forward to right now, I can't even find a sold copy of this book, but it is listed at $29 raw, buy it now. But I do want to let you guys know a 9.8 CGC copy of this did sell for around $100, so not a bad deal if you picked it up. Moving on, next one is Infinity Wars #2, the Unmasked variant. I remember when this came out, this was the secret variant. Back in 2018, this one was hitting a high of around $20, but right now you can find it listed. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any sold prices for around $8. But to be totally fair, we did find a 9.8 CGC selling for $30. That's less than the cost to get it graded, so it wasn't a very good investment. Next one up on our list is Aquaman #39, the Joshua Middleton variant. I remember this one when it came out. Back then, it was selling for around the $15 mark. Fast forward 2 years later, it did not hold its value. Right now, you can find multiple copies of this for less than cover price. So we're just going to show you this one selling right now at $3.50. but to be honest, it still is a very gorgeous cover. Next one we have The Kitchen #1, the Ming Doyle 1 in 13 variant. I'm not even familiar with this book. The raw copies of this one were selling for around $30 back in 2018. Fast forward to right now, we cannot find any raw copies, but we'll just give you this. A CGC 9.8 copy of this book sold for $20 recently. That's less than $10 off from the raw version, and you can get it graded and all that good stuff. This one definitely did not hold its value. Moving on, we have Batman Kings of Fear, the Bill Sienkiewicz, I know I got that wrong, variant. Back in 2018, this one was only selling for around $10, not that big of a price tag for this book to be honest, but right now you can buy it for a buy it now price of $2.50, and this one does range. I've seen this one for as low as $1 and all the way up to $10, but most commonly this is selling for around the $2 to $3 range, so we just wanted to point that out. Next one on our list is another Spider-Man book. There's a few on here. This is Amazing Spider-Man number 10, volume 3, I believe. This is the Del Auto 1 in 25 variant. This one was kind of hard to find. Back in 2018, this one was selling for around $40. Fast forward to right now, it's gone up in value. It's selling for around $60 for a near mint condition. Not a bad investment. What is that, 50% more than what it was? Not bad at all. Moving on, another Spider-Man or Spider-Universe book. We have Edge of Spider-Verse number 2, the Greg Land 1 in 25 variant. This is another CGC book. Back in 2018, the CGC 9.8 of this book was selling for $3,400. Fast forward to right now, I'm having a hard time finding sold prices, but let me just tell you the information I could find. There is listed copies of this for CBCS, not CGC, but a 9.8. Multiple copies are listed for around the $10,000 mark. That's quite a big difference. And also I looked on Go Collect, and Go Collect said a fair market value was only $2,600. I don't know if they do raw or CGC. I'm not 100% sure. But like I said, CBCS listed copies of this book are around that $10,000 mark. 2 years ago, it was under $4,000. This might have been a book to get way back 2 years ago or even before, to be totally honest. Next one up on our list is another big one. This is Spawn number 189, the Todd McFarlane black and white sketch variant. This is another just CGC one. 9.8 copies of this book. Back then, 2 years ago, was selling for $1,000. Here we are 2 years later. This one is selling for $3,100, a $2,100 difference. Not a bad looking book. I wish I had it, to say the least. Moving on, we got another one. We have Venom First Host number 1, the Rob Reyes 1 in 25 variant. Surprised about this one, to be honest. Back then, this one was selling for around $40, a pretty decent price tag, but right now you can get copies for around the $15 to $16 range. But I want to be honest, I've seen this one for as low as $10 and as high as $20, still less than half what it was worth 2 years ago. Very last book on our list is Edge of Spider-Geddon number 2, the Coley Hamner variant. Back in 2018, this one was selling for around $15. Here we are 2 years later, and right now you can get it for around the $7 mark. Another one that's about half the value of what it was 2 years ago, but really it wasn't a huge price tag, so it doesn't make that big of a difference. So there you go, guys. That's the 15 books. Let me go ahead and do the running tally really fast of all these books. If you had all these books at the height of their selling capacity in 2018, you would have had $6,740 worth of books. Now, obviously, that's not what you want to pay for them. You want to pay cover price or less, to be totally honest, or somewhere around there. But fast forward 2 years later, right now, if you had all 15 of these books at the near mint condition and what we described, right now you'd be sitting on a whopping $22,315, 3 times the value what it was in 2018. Now let's be honest, the main money is coming from 3 books in this series: the Edge of Spider-Verse number 2 variant, the Spawn 189 variant, and the Ultimate Fallout 4 variant. So if you subtract those books from this total, so those 12 books, you'd be looking at $490 back in 2018 compared to $265 right now, so you would have lost some money. But those big books definitely made the difference. Alright everybody, so that's the totals and all the books on this list. I had a lot of fun putting it together. We're going to be doing more of these. Next one up will be the first appearances from August of 2018, comparing those books to today's price and seeing where those go. I like seeing the difference because last month, like I said, the variants did not hold their value, and right now, as you can see, they did pretty good this month. Like I said before, we don't care what the value is. We're not trying to sell you anything. There's no link down below to go click on and go buy these. We're just reporting what they are selling for right now as compared to what they sold for 2 years ago, just like the other websites and top 10 lists did back then. All right, everybody, don't forget to like and subscribe. You know what to do. I'll see you next time. Bye.